Welcome everyone to Views with Hughes, your agenda-free news where I share agenda-free news as well as everything happening within pop culture and current events. Feel free to like this video if you enjoyed it and also subscribe to my channel and my other social media channels as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it. Apparently, as reported on CBR.com and on Rolling Stone, Zack Snyder reportedly threatened to destroy Geoff Johns on social media. Now, for those of you who aren't really familiar with what this is referring to the movie of Justice League. All right, now. From another CBR article, they reported that Zack Snyder's Justice League removes Geoff Johns and John Briggs from producer credits. This article here was published back on October 21st, 2020, before the premiere of the Justice League Snyder Cut was released on HBO Max. Okay. But also, Rolling Stone also stated to have reported it, stating that fake accounts fueled the Snyder Cut online army. So this is used as one of the sources from this current article from CBR.com. All right, so apparently there was a recent report that accuses the Batman vs. Superman and Justice League director of threatening to destroy producer Geoff Johns on social media. All right, so it says here, Justice League director Zack Snyder reportedly threatened the film's producer Geoff Johns. Now, first and foremost, I'm not necessarily sure if it was actual threats or it seems that, things might have happened behind the scenes and things might have got carried away. Not sure, because of the fact that many in the media tend to spin things just to get the focus off of what the fans want and for them to get us to get out there onto the things that they want us to see and what they want to know. All right, so according to a report by Rolling Stone, which is this article, the director was ready to take action against Johns after Warner Brothers allegedly ignored his demands to remove both his and John Berg's names from the credits of Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then apparently there were also several sources that were cited that were familiar with the film's production after the removal of John's name had been delayed. And that's when apparently Snyder confronted Warner Brothers executives saying that Geoff and John are dragging their feet on taking their names off my cut. Now, I will destroy them on social media. Now, I'm not necessarily sure if that's true or I might have been hiding under a rock at the time, because right at that time, that was when I was starting to awaken up to what was actually happening in the film industry as well as the comic book world. So in other words, this was before I started learning more about the fact that wokeism was being brought into our escapisms. Okay, so that report claimed that Snyder blamed the two men for his ousting from the project and ultimately losing control of the wider DC extended universe. Now, here's my thing though. They claim that he left or because his daughter passed away, and then there's some new details and reports that came to light about there was issues happening behind the scenes. So now can't really believe what the media is putting out there, because at times they've been putting out a lot of lies and falsehoods on everything, including the issues when it comes to Zack Snyder. All right, moving along. Despite the alleged statement, Snyder insists that he never follow up on his words. The filmmaker stated that neither he nor his wife Deborah, another producer who was pushing for Johns and Berg's names to be excised from Zack Snyder's Justice League, never publicly criticized the duo. Now, it's saying that maybe he did make threats or he didn't make threats, but even if he did make a threat, then he didn't really follow up on it because, I mean, face it, he's a big director and he has other projects to work on. He has much more things, deeper things to focus on rather than pettiness. All right. He was quoted saying, "We have never said anything negative about Geoff Johns or John Berg on social media or in interviews," Zack Snyder said. Now, the director stated that he wanted the producers' names to be removed because his cut of Justice League was not the movie they'd been believed in, developed, or helped us to get made. All right, so interesting. how the media put out there that he threatened to ruin them on social media, but turns out, it seems to me that he just doesn't want their names as a part of the credit because of the fact that they were never a part of they never supported his vision. He had a vision for Justice League, and these two producers and possibly even Warner Brothers at the time, definitely Warner Brothers at the time, didn't believe in that same vision. They wanted to continue their vision because they had a particular narrative that can help with the Hollywood elites as well as garnish more fans that's on the Twitterverse. Okay. Now, moving along, a few months before the release of Zack Snyder's Justice League, Johns reportedly received targeted online harassment from his fans who associated, not his fans, with fans who associated with the release of the Snyder Cut movement. Now, I remember there's been reports out there calling those who are part of the Snyder Cut movement, quote unquote, bots and not actual people. All right. And those rumors continue on to this day. Now, granted, there might have been a small amount of bots, but majority of the community as a whole, based on the numbers that came back or when the Snyder Cut was released on HBO Max, basically bots don't break a server. Bots don't cause a server on a streaming app to crash. That's the fans, that's subscribers who are tuned into that. And guess what? I was one of them, and I enjoyed the Snyder Cut better than the original. Okay. Matter of fact, I'm just going to go ahead and call the Snyder Cut the original. That at least that's how I see it, but that's my opinion. All right. So now it's getting into bots, the Justice League bots. Beyond threatening Johnson Berg, Rolling Stone's report also alleges that much of the following acquired the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut movement comprised of bots and fake accounts. Like I said, they put this out there before, saying that many of the bots, the accounts that promoted hashtag Release the Snyder Cut were bots. And this is usually whenever any corporation or company or even politician would deflect or to get the people not to look at them in a negative way. So it's a deflection technique that's often been used to keep people not focused on what contradicts them, but instead they want to win them over. They want them on their side. But as history shows, that doesn't work. According to a Warner Media Commission investigation, approximately 13% of the accounts which contributed to the online movement were inauthentic. The report further alleges that bots also assisted in both Army of the Dead, another Snyder-helmed production, and Zack Snyder's Justice League winning the fan-voted categories of Oscars fan favorites and Oscars cheer moment at the 2022 Academy Awards. So what I'm seeing from the media is that they're a bit butthurt because of the fact that which is not going according to their narrative or agenda is not winning. In fact, it's actually losing. And the only people that they see are winning are the actual fans who actually wanted the stuff like this out there. Okay, so in other words, it's like I said earlier, only a small percentage amount. Up here it says approximately 13% of the accounts that contributed to the movement itself were not authentic. They weren't real. Okay. Now, the report further alleges that the bots who also assisted in both Army of the Dead and another Snyderverse production, besides Snyder's cut of Justice League. Okay. So my issues with that is that it seems to me like they're only reporting on the small percentage were bots, but that doesn't make up the whole. They're claiming that those small amounts of bots actually influenced millions of people to go ahead and watch the Snyder Cut and demand the Snyder Cut. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Those who actually promote the hashtag Release the Snyder Cut were actual fans. Heck, even YouTuber and reactor Tyrone Magnus interviewed Zack Snyder. And it proves that there's no that really any bots out there that actually push it to the forefront. All right. So Snyder addressed the allegations of bot use to drum up support for his version of Justice League, stating that focusing on the negativity surrounding the movie's fandom doesn't help anyone. Now, as an artist, it was fulfilling to be able to finally see my vision realized after such a difficult time in my life, and for it to be so well received, Snyder said. I'm grateful to both the fan community and Warner Brothers for allowing this to happen. To dwell on negativity and rumors serves no one. Okay, so my thing about the accusations with the bots, I'm calling BS on this because of the fact that, anytime where someone is put out in the spotlight, when the truth is revealed about them, they automatically claim that it was the hackers that done it, or there were bots and everything, just to downplay the situation. But in reality, they're just upset that the fans didn't want what they want. Okay, we wanted the Snyder Cut. That's why we put out there #release the Snyder Cut. All right, and I wish I was a part of that. The group that actually put it out there, but I'm still a part of the movement that put it out there previously. I've been on Twitter all the time stating release the Snyder Cut, because of the simple fact that when I realized what was actually happening and learned about what the details that happened, and when I saw the trailer of the Snyder Cut of Justice League on YouTube, I was convinced that it's time to release the Snyder Cut, because this definitely looks better than what Warner Brothers put out there a few years ago. Okay, so that's all that I have at this time. Feel free to share this video and like this video if you enjoyed it, and also subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it, and click the bell notification so that way you'll be able to know when I've uploaded. All right, until then, peace.